Afternoon everybody. I'm going to give you my 5 best tips for autumn planting onions. Although we're well into September, for me it's not the end of the season, it's the beginning of the season. For me, it starts with the autumn onions. Now, I've done some red ones already. They're over the back there. I'll show you them in a little while. But I'm having trouble getting hold of the white onions. Now, obviously you can buy them online, you pay lots of money for them. But I don't want to pay lots of money. That is the idea that I grow my own. This variety is Presto. Now it says on the back you can plant these between August and December, and they should, with a bit of luck, come up and be ready for harvesting around May, June time. So tip number 1, compost. Now we're going to pre-start these in cells as I normally do, but because these are going to be in the ground a long time and they're going to be overwintered, I need to get a lot of good stuff into the base of the onion. I'd normally, in the beginning of the year, just use the normal multi-purpose compost. Semi-peat free or peat free, because you can buy both now. But for autumn, I'm going to use a mixture of sieved shop bought compost and the sieved homemade compost. Now, it hasn't completely decomposed down and everything rotted away. So within here, let's give you a little example. This has been sieved as well. There's still bits that haven't completely broken down, bits of eggshell, which is good for calcium. But on the whole, it's quite good. And it's been sieved, like I say, it's been sieved, and the bits that didn't go through the sieve have gone in a bucket here. I'll show you the bucket. There's all the bits that haven't fully broken down, plus all the wool, or the woolly bits, and the twigs from the shop bolt. And all we're going to do with the compost is just mix it up. Try and keep as much in the tray as you can, because compost is getting very expensive now. I have noticed that, I mean, I haven't bought any for a while, but I've been keeping my eyes on it, and the price has been drifting up around 5-6%. Okay, that's that. That's mixed up. A couple of bits there that shouldn't be. So, the main tip is the compost. Just fill them up. Nice and simple. And give them a little shake. Just tap them down slightly. Do not compress them. Now a lot of people, they put compost in straight out the bag, push it all down, and that is a no-no. I'll tell you why in a minute. Tip number 2, planting. The reason for doing the sieved and not pushing it down is, again, most people, or a lot of people, I say most, put the compost in, push it all down, and get hold of that and go straight in. 2 reasons why you don't, or I don't. One, there's a chance it could damage the root. And the second, when you push it in, the ground's all hard, the compost is all hard, so there's nowhere for it to grow. And everyone that does this has the problem of them popping out and falling over, where the roots get bulked up underneath. So in this instance, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a hole. Now I've set the limit on here. I made a little mark on there. I've got pre-done markers, but I've got one that I can actually get my fingernail into. And I'll just make a hole in the middle, like so. Nice and easy. Very therapeutic. Knowing that in the middle of September, you're growing crops for next year. And then all we do, we put it in the hole, like so. Now there's no guarantee that they're going to sit there all the time until you put them out in the ground, which will probably be around 3 weeks, maybe a bit longer, until they start shooting. But because we haven't compacted the compost, the roots have got room to move. So we'll get these in. I've done the dibber. I'm using the big ones now, so I'm going to have to use my finger. And when you put them in, I like to cover them probably up to about there. I was going to put the little ones in, that's why I used the dibber, but I'm going to squeeze that in there, that's it. Oh. Tip number 3, watering. Now, we could fill the bottom of this with water, but we're not going to do that, because I found over the years that if you do this, it soaks all the water up and they tend to rot. So what I'm going to do, we're just going to give them a little spray, just to get a little bit of moisture. Excuse me, that's better. A little bit of moisture in the compost. Now tip number 4 is, before you put them in the ground, depending on the size of the set that you've got, depends on the size of the cell. Obviously, if you're growing bigger sets, you need a bigger cell with more compost. But before you put them in the ground, they've got the little green shoots on, just check them. It's imperative that you check them, otherwise you'll be wasting your time Well, I've found that. If they've gone squidgy, really squidgy, they're no good. There's not been enough goodness in the compost to feed the bulb. But if they're still quite firm, when you go to put them in the ground, then go for it. Now you've got your sets in the cells, in the little trays. They've all started shooting. You've checked them all. You've done all the little things that I've said. It's time to get them in the ground. Now, whether you put them in the allotment or whether you put them in the garden, it's sort of immaterial. Now, because they're in the ground a long time, you need to get some food in there. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give them a little feed of one or the other of sulfate of ammonia. I'm reading the names off a bit of paper here because I can't remember them. Or ammonium nitrate. Now, you add around 1 ounce per square metre every week for the first 3 weeks, and then after that it's one little sprinkle every 2 to 3 weeks. So that's last of the onions. Now that's my little tips. They may not work for everyone. They do work for me to a degree. I hope you enjoyed little tips. Perhaps try and give them a go yourself. If you've got any comments regarding my little tips, if you think I'm doing it wrong or you like the tips that I give, pop a little comment down below and let us know. So, red onions in, white onions in. We've managed to do the garlic as well. So we've got 2 types we do every year. We do the hard neck ones and soft neck. We've got some golden gourmet shallots over the back there. So as far as the onions are concerned, I'm up to date. I'm on top of things. We've also, I had one left over, so put it in a little pot. We've also got some flower bulbs for next year that I need to get in. I put them in the pots with the labels. We've got a mixture of tulips, little crocuses, a few alliums down here, and what we've got over there. Oh, more crocuses. So yeah, they'll be going in to pots once I clear the peppers and the other flowers in the garden that have now died off. So yeah, until next time, take care. Enjoy your gardens in the autumn. There's still lots of colour. Autumn is probably one of the best times of year for different types of colour of leaves and branches. Some flowers coming into bloom, some flowers dying off. So yeah, take time to look round the garden, round your allotment, and just take in what you've done this year, the good bits, the bad bits, what's grown, what's not grown, because soon it's going to be time to be ordering seeds for next season. So take care, and I'll see you all very soon.